out of my berry.
Lie, lie, die, 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 die. Lie, die, 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 die. Lie, die, 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 lie, lie, lie. Lie, die, 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 die. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, die, 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 die. I, die, 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 die. I, die, 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 die. Lie, die, die, die. Lie, 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 die, die. Die, 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 lie. Lie, die, 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 die. Good evening, good Shabbos. We're on page 10 for Yedid Nefesh. Okay, here we go. Yedid Nefesh. Avarach Haman Mishach Avdach El Ritzonach Yarutz Avdach Kemo Ayal Yishtachavem Mul Adarach Ki Yerav Lo Yedidutach Minofet Tzuf Vechotam. Skip to the last verse. Higalena Ufros Chavivi Alai Et Sukat Shelomach Ta'ir Eretz Mikvodach Nagila Benis Bechavach Maher Ahuf Kiva Moed V'choneini Ki me'olam Yana nai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana nai 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 Yana nai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana nai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana nai 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 Yana nai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana lai 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 Yana lai 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 lai.
Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and welcome. It's wonderful to see all of your faces in the room. It's wonderful to know that some of you are joining us on Zoom. I'm Rabbinic intern Jill Goldright, and it is my honor to be here to celebrate Shabbat together, and especially to introduce the joy and celebration for the beginning of the Bat Mitzvah for Catriella Weeks. So as we enter into Shabbat and as we bring our joy into the center of our being, we remember all of the things that we have to celebrate this evening. We continue with Lechu Neranena on page 11.
Lechu neranena l'Adonai, nari aletzur yishenu, nekadma fana b'toda, bizmiro nari alo, nekadma fana b'toda, bizmiro nari alo. Gadol Adonai umelech gadol al kol Elohim asher beyado mechkerei haaretz v'toafot harim lo asher beyado mechkerei haaretz v'toafot harim lo asher lo yami wasa u'v'yebeshet yadav yatzar u'bo nishtachar v'nechmanim ki lo eloheinu v'nachnu amrinu v'nanyanu 40 shana akut bedor va'omaram toei levavhem v'hem lo yadu derachai asher nishbati be'api im yevo'un el menuchati.
Continue on the top of page 13 for Shir L'Adonai.
Shir L'Adonai shir chadash, Shir L'Adonai kol haaretz, Shir L'Adonai baruch hu shemo basru miyom liyom shuato, sabru v'goyim gevodo v'chol ha'amim. Page 14 at the red arrow. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yiramayam, Yiramayam, Yiramayam. Umelo, Yiramayam, Yiramayam, Yiramayam. Umelo, Yiramayam, Yiramayam, Yiramayam. Umelo, Yiramayam, Yiramayam, Yiramayam. Umelo, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo, az yiranenu kol atzei ya'ar. Lifnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz. Yishpot tevel b'tzedek, ve'yamim b'emunato.
We'll continue with Mizmor Shiru Ladonai on page 17.
Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash ki niflaot asa Hoshia lo yemino uzero akocho Hadia l'Adonai Yeshuato Beinei hagoyim gilat tzidkato Zachar chasto ve'emunato levei Yisrael ra'u kol afsei haaretz et Yeshuat Eloheinu hariu l'Adonai kol haaretz yitzchu ve'ranenu ve'zameru zamru l'Adonai bechinon Bechinar v'kozibra B'chatzot v'kol shofar Hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai Yiram bayam Umlo'ot tevel v'yoshvei ba Ne'arot yimcha uchav Yachad arim Yeranenu lifnei Adonai kiva Yishpot haaretz Yishpot tevel betzedek Ve'amim b'meisharim Ilai, lai, 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 lai Lai, 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 lai Lai, 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 lai
A lot of the psalms that we read and sing leading up in Shabbat are about singing songs of joy, about singing songs of praise. They mention instruments, trumpets, and wind instruments, and drums, and cymbals. And so even if you don't know the Hebrew, even if you aren't exactly sure of the melody, just sing anyway. That's what this whole thing is about. Lies are fine, stomping feet are fine, clapping, and just allowing yourself to be part of the experience wherever you want to meet it. That's good enough for us. We're going to continue on page 28 with Tzadik Hatzamar.
23.
Yes, 23?
We can't skip Lachadodi.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
I
right.
mean, we could,
especially
but
considering I'm even going to speak about Lachadodi later tonight.
See, there you go.
You would think I would remember. This is the problem when you have reading glasses and then think they don't look good, so you don't want to put them on, and then you try to read anyway. That's what happens.
I had those
Here.
until I got the blended thing.
23.
Yeah. 23, Lachadodi. This is a tune that comes from Israel. A woman named Daphne Rosenberg wrote it. She's part of a tefillah community called Nava Tehillah. I was lucky enough to actually make it there despite everybody else in my family having COVID that Shabbos. I made it to where Nava Tehillah was davening, and I got to meet Daphne Rosenberg and thank her for her music. And it's really, they have so many great tunes. We do a lot of them at various times. So this is one of them, one of many Lachadodis just that they have. It goes like this. It's very simple. You can catch on to it if you don't know it. It goes like this. Lechadodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nikabela Lechadodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nikabela Try it again. Lechadodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat nikabela Lechadodi Likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nikabela, hitoreri, Shamar v'zachar, v'dibor echad, hishmianu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem ultiferet velitila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela mikdash melech ir melucha umitzei mitoch hafecha rav lach shevet b'yemek hamacha ve'u yachamol alayich emla lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela hidna ari me'afar kumi livshi bigdei tifatechami al yad ben Yishai beit alachmi korva el nafshi geyala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela hitoreri hitoreri ki ba'orech u'mi'ori uri uri shir dameri kevod Adonai alayich nigla lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lo temoshi v'lo tikalmi ma tishtochachi u'matemi bach yechesu aniyei ami v'nibneta ir atila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela 25 v'hayu libshi sashosayich v'rachaku kol mevalayich yasis alayich Elohayich kim soschatan al kala. You sing it, people. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Bravo. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela yamin u'smol tifrotzi v'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yarish ben parzi v'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Please rise lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. We face the door. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simecha ובצולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת
You may be seated. If we had jumped ahead to the page number I called before, we also would have missed Mizmor Shir, which is also a really, really important part of the Shabbat service, because this is the one psalm out of the 150 in the book of Tehillim that actually mentions the word Shabbat, which is kind of exciting. And it also is yet another one of these psalms that brings up musical imagery. We talk in this psalm about the playing of the lute, about singing songs to God, and so thankfully we didn't skip this one either. Mizmor Shir is on page 27.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות, להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, טוב להודות, להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נע ולעלי Page 28 at the red arrow. Tzadik ata marifrach ke'erez bavanon yizkeh shetulim beveit Adonai b'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun b'seva deshenim v'ra'ananim yiyu lehagid ki ashar Adonai tzuri tzuri velo havlata bo.
Though the Shabbos candles have already been kindled, they have not yet been blessed. So we would like to call up many members of the Bat Mitzvah's family First of all, bat mitzvah, Catriella, and mom Kate, and sister Hannah, and grandma Penny, and Aunt Vicky, and cousin Sarah. If you will all come up and surround the candles and give us the bracha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Well, actually, Kate and Catriella, you probably shouldn't go too far, but grab tall while you're at it, and we'd love if you would do the presentation of the talis for Catriella.
Right here. Up here. Sorry. So you have to speak into the microphone.
Okay, right. Do you want to
You
go
have to get
first?
much closer.
You go first. No?
Swallow the microphone. Look at your parents. They really like you.
Yes.
Speak right into it, Todd.
So Catriella, this weekend, tonight, tomorrow, you are surrounded by your family and your community. And so just like this talit, we literally have your back. I know you know in the 13 years you've been here that it's an uncertain world, and that's not going to change. So, whenever you put this on, whenever you wear it, no matter what, I hope you always take that moment to feel its protection and its comfort, because, Catriella, in that moment, you will always know where you are. I also hope that it's always a reminder of this fantastic time, and also of the responsibility and the faith needed to become a Jewish citizen of the world. It is the joy of our life to watch you, our firstborn, become the kind leader that you are. We love you so very much.
What he said. You come from a long history of generations of people in our family who have all worn a talis when they have gone to pray. And you are starting a new tradition in our family by being a woman wearing a talis. And so you are carrying on the generations, the traditions of our family and of our community, and you are also starting a new tradition. And I hope you find, not only, as your dad says, comfort in wearing it, in knowing that your grandparents, your great-grandparents, etc., from all the countries they've lived in before you, from how far they've had to travel, that they have been doing this, and what comfort they've given it to them. May it bring you comfort and joy. And we are so proud of you, and I'm proud of you for carrying on this tradition. So here is your talis from us. Not till tomorrow, right? Yes.
You can open it and look at it.
Yes.
Yasher Koach, Mazel Tov. So exciting. We continue with our service with Baruch Hu, which is on page 39. Please rise.
Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, Tamidim lo chaleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, Hama'ari baravi.
Amen. We continue on page 40 with Ahavat Olam.
V'avatcha al tasir mimenu li'olamim, Baruch ata Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol miodecha ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha ve'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot v'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha ve'hayim shamoa tishmu mitzvot asher nechem etzavetchem ve'nadani Adonai Elohechem emet ve'emunah kol zavakayim aleinu ki Adonai Eloheinu reinu l'adonai. We're on the top of page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה אלי אנו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד זה אלי אנו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
The Hashkivenu prayer is on page 45. And before we sing it, I just want to say that there's something kind of wonderful about the imagery, Catriella, that both of your parents gave you with the talit being kind of a protection, kind of a sukat shlomecha, if we might say, a shelter of peace. And this prayer is about the very same thing. It's about asking God and asking God to allow us to lie down and to be protected and to be held in a circle of peace. It's on page 45. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, lehamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha.
Till we wake with morning's light, teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
Vishamru is on the top of page 46.
Please rise. Vishamru b'nei Israel et Hashem. לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, שבס לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, שבס לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש ביום השביעי. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, שבס לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ויאמר דברי חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם וליומי עולמיה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה יריחו לעילא מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעולמה, ויאמרו Amen.
We remain standing for the Amidah, which begins on page 47 and goes through page 52.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. Yamana nai 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 la 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 la, yana nai 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 nai, yana nai 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 nai, yamana nai 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 nai, hai la 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 la, yana nai 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 nai, yana nai 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 nai. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru amen.
Hari Shalom is on page 54.
Yikara v'yikara shemei Rabbah, beyama divra kiru tevim nechma kodei b'chai echona v'mechona v'chai d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'meru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'le'omei u'mayayit. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipor v'yitruma minaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalel shmei nekudesha. Richu li'ela mikol brachata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata tamiran b'yama v'imeru. Amen. Titkabel tzloton uvauton d'chol Yisrael kodam avon v'yishmaya v'imeru. Amen. Yesh lam rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'yimeru. Amen.
Please be seated. Shabbat Shalom. I've been thinking about the number 2. Maybe it started with Noah, you know, the animals who came on twosies by twosies, I don't know. But I'm thinking about the number 2 in terms of Shabbat. Maybe it's because I taught about Shabbat this week, but I've just been thinking a lot about how many twos there are in Shabbat. And specifically this Shabbat, tomorrow, there will be 2 B'nai Mitzvah, Catriella and also Manny, who's celebrating his 2nd bar mitzvah of his life. What a wonderful thing. I'm thinking about the traditional 2 chalot that we often have at the Shabbos table. And I'm thinking about the 2 candlesticks. Now, actually, truly, some families light more than 2 candles on Shabbat. But there's always a minimum of 2, and traditionally 2. And there's all kinds of explanations for this. If we're looking at the most pragmatic explanation, it has to do with the fact that in ancient days, people always lit 1 candle at night. I mean, that's how they could see things, right? So lighting a candle was not a particularly special thing to do. But lighting 2 candles and not working by those candles, and not moving around by those candles, not reading by the candles, not working by the candles, that's a special thing to do. So one of the very, very early explanations for having 2 candles on Shabbat is to sanctify the specialness of Shabbat by doing what we normally do to the next level. But the rabbis also talk about how the two candles of Shabbat represent Shamor v'Zachor, or Zachor v'Shamor, depends on what you're reading and who you're talking to. So those two words, Zachor, which means remember, and Shamor, which means guard, appear twice in the Torah. And they both appear as commandments to us to keep the Shabbat holy, to sanctify it, keep it holy. The first time we get Zachor is in Exodus, at Sinai, with the 10 Commandments, right? Zachor et Yom HaShabbat lekadsho. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. The second time it's kind of mentioned that we need to guard and observe Shabbat is in Deuteronomy 5. So I don't know how much you remember about Deuteronomy, but basically it's a synopsis of the first 4 books, right? That kind of hits the main events, the greatest hits of the first 4 books. And the second time the 10 Commandments appear in the Torah, in Deuteronomy, it says, Shamor, guard, et Yom HaShabbat lekadsho, ka'asher tzivcha, as you have been commanded. Then in Lech HaDodi, which I almost skipped tonight, even though I was going to talk about this, the word order gets flipped. In Lech HaDodi, we get Shamor v'Zachor. The rest of that line in Lech HaDodi says, Shamor v'Zachor b'dibur echad, which is a traditional teaching that says that both Zachor and Shamor were spoken as one thing. God said them at the same time. So it's not to kind of say there's a first or a second or a more important or a less important. That guarding and remembering, these two things were spoken as one. I love how two things can become one. Because, right, you have to guard what you remember. And you have to remember what you guard. How could you actually do one without the other? We guard what we remember, and we remember what we guard. So that even though they're two different commandments, the fact that they're kind of spoken as one means that they kind of become circular. They kind of become as one thing. And it's the one thing that we carry with us through generation to generation to generation. Maybe Shabbat's not about two. Maybe Shabbat's about taking disparate stories, disparate ideas, disparate sources of light, and bringing them all together into one tradition, one sanctification, one holy moment. Shabbat Shalom.
So, Catriella, it is almost time for you to do the Kiddush. So I'm going to call you up here to do the Kiddush, but before you do the Kiddush, we have some gifts for you. So come on up. You can bring that or use my Siddur, whatever you want to do. Come on up. This is our gift bag. It has your name on it. This is for you. And I'd like to share with you, because obviously we're giving you things that we think are significant and important and things that you will keep with you forever. So first of all, in this envelope, we have for you your certificate of bat mitzvah, beautifully calligraphed. And so you can frame it and hang it on your wall and look at it in case you forget that this day happened, which probably isn't going to happen. We have a few other things as well. We have a letter that tells you that you have a $100 gift certificate that the synagogue will give you for a Jewish camp or Israel program that you attend some summer or whatever. So that's in here. Don't forget that, because, you know, you redeem it, you'll really get it. We also have in here what we call a cloth. Do you know what a cloth is? Not a cloth, a cloth. And it is a parchment for, where does a parchment go? For a mezuzah. Goes this way. This is a mezuzah for you from our Women of Adat organization here at the synagogue. And this is the case for it, but inside it goes the parchment, right? And we give this to you and hope you hang it on the door of your room and then take it with you wherever you'd like, or save it for your college dorm room or whatever. We also have in here from our youth department a B'Kol Echad songbook and bencher. Do you know what a bencher is? To bench is to make brachot, right? So there are brachot in here like Birkat HaMazon, and there are also various songs in here, fun, short, and longer songs to sing that, people sing in sing-alongs and stuff like that. We have a kippah for you from our Men of Adat organization here. We have from the Los Angeles Jewish Teen Initiative a packet, which, believe it or not, also includes a $100 gift certificate. That's for any of their programs. And it includes a cool pair of socks. They used to include sunglasses in here, but it doesn't look like that. It's something else, I don't quite know, but definitely the socks. And did I mention the gift certificate? Yes. And finally, we have this book, which is given to you from the Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles. The book is called Israel Matters. And it's a book specifically written for teens to read about the background and history of the land of Israel and about what's going on currently. Well, I can't say currently today because the book was actually published like 10 years ago or something like that. But up to 10 years ago, that's pretty recent. So all sorts of important things, and considering the importance of Israel in our Jewish lives, and I dare say the importance of Israel in the world in general, it's crucial for everybody to be knowledgeable about what's going on there and about the history and about the background, and especially for us as Jews to know. It doesn't mean everybody's of one opinion, but everybody should be knowledgeable. And that's where this book can come in very, very handy. So I hope you read it. I have it on my shelf at home. Okay? So this book, and the socks, and the gift certificate, and the kippah, and the mezuzah, and the stuff that goes in the mezuzah, with more stuff in here in this. This is all for you. I will hold on to it right now, but I'll put it here so we don't forget it. You are very welcome. And I will tell the rest of the congregation that you said thank you, which is really a lovely thing to do. Could everyone please rise for the Kiddush, which is on page 55. Let me get you your cup of, there's two, so maybe you get to have one. You do. Special for you. And this one is for you.
Thank you.
And you will lead us, please, in the Kiddush, nice and loud.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava u'ratzon yinchilanu. Zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila, lemikrai kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim. Kivanu v'chatza, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava u'ratzon yinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh
Okay, great, Drews? Excellent, good. Don't forget your bag.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. You may now go sit down. Thank you very much. But everybody keep standing because Aleinu is on page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach laton hakol latet gedula liotzer breshit shelo asaru kegoyei haratzon velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem vegor aleinu kechol amonam va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומשב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבת אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא אלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת עינו. אוקיי, נקבל לך אדוני אלוהינו למרום מרב ודיבר לזכר. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
You may be seated. Even in our times of greatest joy, we remember and we guard the memories of those who have come before us. This week, first I'd like to mention the memory of Patricia Berger-Shoska, who just is recently deceased, and those who have died in the Shloshim 30 days, David Henry Bernstein, Shirley Ann Cohen, Ann Lauterbach, and Shirley Piteski. The congregation also remembers the names of the following whose yahrzeits appear in this upcoming week: Robert Bobby Arieff, Lillian Gardner, Samuel Goldman, Beatrice Heimovitz, Dr. Hyman Jaffe, Adele Rothenberg, Bella Schneider, Edward Alter Sokolsky, Isidore Kabert, Max Klotz, Sally Russo, Evelyn G. Steiner, Ruth Sternhill, Zev Vered, Goldie Werner, Sarah Zipperman, Albert Cantor, Charles Friedman, Irvin Hollander, Dora Katz, Yafa Koresh, Jordan Lane, Sadie Miller, Walter Notkin, Meyer Roseman, Heinz Salomon, George S. Scherer, Dina Shavinsky, Ida Suplin, Lillian Volk, Molly Zebrek, Bessie Balos, Isidore Farber, Barbara Rosenzweig, Greta Spitz, Louis Stricker, Joel Altman, Louis Eggers, Lily Feig, Rhoda Levine, Ida Lipsky, Jean Rothman, Saul Smolensky, Joseph Snitzer, Kenneth Chush, Hyman Weisinger, Stanley Abrams, Mordechai Blaustein, Ruth Brunner, Leon Ellis, Jenny Kabert, Lorraine Shore, Harold Schwartz, Sarah Volk, Sarah Hirschberg, Leo Sachs, and Frank Slomiak. Remembering those names and any that you hold in your hearts, if you are in mourning, I invite you to rise and join me in the Mourner's Kaddish, which is on page 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uvyomechon v'chayei decho beit Yisrael, ba'gala uvizman kari v'yimru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah, mevarach le'olam omei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal, shmei dekudashah, brichu, le'ela min kol, birchata v'shirata, tush v'chata v'nehemata, damiram ve'alma v'yimru, Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru, oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru. May their memories be for a blessing, both this week and through all of our lives. I'd also like to bring to your attention a couple of announcements and some really exciting things that are coming up in our community. First of all, I'd like to remind everybody that tomorrow afternoon, Shabbos afternoon, Rabbi Leslie Alexander will be digging into the secrets of the Talmud, a wonderful class that we hope you'll join us. On Sunday is the beginning of a whole year of mitzvot. We're calling it Mitzvot 5783, and it's a kickoff event that will bring volunteer programming to our shul to talk about ways that we can partner with them to do our parts for Tikkun Olam. By the way, this is not just one day. This is not mitzvah day. This is mitzvah year. So a kickoff event, and there will be all kinds of volunteer opportunities all year long. I'd also like to remind everybody that this upcoming Tuesday, November 8th, there will be a commemoration of Kristallnacht, also with Rabbi Leslie Alexander, who will share her personal family story. And also Cantor Aronoff will be there. And then looking just to the end of the month, I'd like to give a very first little plug. You'll be hearing more about this in your email. But on the fourth Friday of the month, which is the Friday night after Thanksgiving, we'll be leading a food insecurity Shabbat. After we're all super full from our Thanksgiving meals on Thursday night, we will have the opportunity to learn more about food insecurity in our own communities, in our own city, in our own nation, and be able to turn our thoughts a little bit away from our own gluttony and into what we can do to help those who are less fortunate. So I hope you'll join me and Rabbi Shulden Fry for that Friday after Thanksgiving. And I think that's enough announcements from me.
I just want to thank David. Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Shall we end with Yigdal?
We shall indeed.
Okay, Yigdal is on page 62. Yigdal Elohim chai v'yishtabach, nimtza v'yenei tel metziuto, echad v'yen yachid keyichudo, ne'elam v'gam ein sof le'yachduto. Ein lo demut haguf v'yeino guf, lo na'aroch elav kedushato, kadmon lechol davar asher nivra, rishon v'yein reshit lereshito. Hino adon olam v'chol notzar, yoreh gedulato u'malchuto, שפע נבואתו נתנו, אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו. לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ומביט את אמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לימואל, על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו. לא יכל לפועל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו. Ya lie, la lie, 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 join me on lie, 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 lie. Ya lie, la lie, 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 lie. I lie, la lie, 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 I lie, 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 lie. Now you can join me in the Hebrew, which is 6 lines from the bottom, or if it's in the English transliteration, it's 3 lines from the bottom. The first word is gomel leish chesed. Here we go. Gomel leish chesed kemifalo, noten lerasha ra kerishato, yishlach leketz yamin leshichenu, לפדות מחקקי ישועתו. מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו. מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו. ילאי נאי 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 לי 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 לי, I lie, la lie, 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 lie. I lie, na lie, 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 nine, nine, nine. Good Shabbos. I should have put in words like Shabbat Shalom to you and you and you and you. The only problem is I don't have enough rhyming to do. Lie, 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 nine. See you tomorrow morning. 9 o'clock services begin in Deaver Chapel. And then we continue in here at 9:30. Shabbos.
Mazel tov, Shabbat Shalom. Yes, we're live. Live. Friday night live. We're here every Friday.
And it's not because, like when people who write two, no, there's 2 of us, right? So it should be, like you either write 2 or you write 4, right? 2 for Shabbos and 2 for the kids, right? It was her tradition, maybe her mother did 3, yeah. Thank you so much.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Fun Yigdota play. Well, it says at the top of it,
It says, what's it say?
it says, where is it? Where'd it go? It says,
Oh,
Brazilian
samba.
samba.
There you go.
On the way out.
Samba.
Confuse them if I did it differently.
Yeah.
I left it open.
Love it. Love it, love it. Thank you so much.
Monday, but I'll be here Friday at 5. You took a right
do. Absolutely. Yeah.
Go to the